Hello everybody and welcome back to our brand new episode of our NASCAR Heat 5 career mode here on the channel. Today I hope you're all having a great day. We are taking on Texas Motor Speedway here, the mile and a half, one of the worst mile and a halves of course in NASCAR since the reconfiguration nearly a decade ago. But we're excited to take this race on today nonetheless. We're coming off of a win in Charlotte and a second place finish to our Junior Motorsports teammate last episode of Carson Hocevar, who picked up his second win of the season in Martinsville. We're hitting the track in the Next Level Racing colors this weekend, and as usual, you guys know, if you as well are looking for sim racing products, specifically cockpits as well as seats or even flight sim gear, you can use my link in the description and use code GOIN25 for a 5% discount on your orders for sim racing gear. Huge shout out to Next Level Racing for partnering with the channel. We're here in practice and overall pretty confident with the way the car was driving, and I'm going to try really hard getting these episodes out to you guys as much as possible here, because NASCAR 25 is, I think, like 40 days, 40-ish days away right now, which is, you know, pretty close. So we've got to get the Heat 5 career mode wrapped up because we've still got over 20 races left on the season. So basically I need to be getting an episode out every other day, and I don't know if I'm going to be able to make that happen, to be completely honest with you guys. This career mode might kind of eat in to the beginning of the NASCAR 25 series, which is not really a big deal. I can put, of course, the remaining Heat 5 episodes out on the same day as 25 videos, so you'd be getting like 2 videos a day. So nonetheless, we're still going to finish the career mode. It just might eat into like a week or so into NASCAR 25, but I'm going to do everything I can to get it done before then. Here we are in qualifying now with a goal of a 29.749, rolling through 3 and 4, right on that white line against the apron, opening up the wheel right here. The car really likes to free up on the exit of turn 4, but to the line, we are going to not beat the goal. It's a 29.915, putting us P18. We always struggle on short runs in Texas, and overall don't run great in Texas. This is not going to be a track where we expect to win, but you never know what's going to happen. As Ryan Blaney on pole alongside his 2311 teammate of Ross Chastain, Carson Hocevar, Bell, Caruth. The rest of the top 5, Gibbs, Wallace, Buscher, Heim, Larson rounding out the rest of the top 10. Chase Elliott, second race, new crew chief, there in P21. Sorry, I meant third race, new crew chief, but still not looking great in the qualifying segment here as he has all season long. We had the Amazon Prime Series in action at Texas as well. Brandon Jones picks up the win over Allgaier, Suarez, Ty Dillon, and Matt Benedetto in the top 5 as well. Jake Finch with a solid top 10 run. Our driver, Trayton Lapsevich for Northern Lights Racing, inside the top 20. And towards the bottom of the grid there, you got Lane Riggs as well as JJ Yaley. Cup Series action from Texas Motor Speedway, a track where I don't have the richest history at, and don't expect anything different today, but this is a race that we just kind of have to grind it out and hope for the best. And you see on the right side of your screen right off the bat, Chase Elliott did not have a good practice session. When you usually see that, that kind of means that they're going to have a rough race overall, and Chase Elliott just cannot afford it right now. We are closing into the final 10 races of the regular season. It's hard to believe with the speed they've had, he still is out of the playoffs. Now, if that 9 can just put some consistency together and they can stop making strategic mistakes, they're going to be in the playoffs comfortably, and they're going to be a championship caliber team. They just got to figure it out. Of course, 1 win last season's all they had. As the green flag is out, we're racing here from Texas Motor Speedway. Ryan Blaney, Ross Chastain will lead the field down into turn number 1. And this O'Reilly Auto Parts 500 now, as we're on the outside of former teammate of Gregson. Now Brent Cruz is going to peek up the inside here as we're just behind the number 60 of Josh Berry and that RFK number 60 Subway Ford Mustang now, and that 43 of Gregson and that Legacy Motor Club 43 already lacking some speed into turn number 3. And as well, have been some rumors coming out this weekend that Legacy Motor Club could be on the way out here following season 6 of this career mode. So we'll have to wait and see, but there is some rumors speculating they could be headed out and maybe being bought out by another team, and that charter will be going to said team. Now, of course, we will wait and see how that's going to actually work itself out as we pass Austin Hill. We'll go around the outside of the 60 of Josh Berry into turn number 3. Ryan Blaney takes the early lead. Blaney has had a very quiet season so far, but he looks to maybe get to victory lane here this weekend. Now 2311 has yet to win, surprisingly, this season because they have overall had quite a bit of speed. Chastain's been pretty good. Blaney's been all right. Corey Himes really been the best running 2311 car. He had a bit of a rough week last time out in Martinsville. However, he's looking pretty quick here this weekend now as actually new leader here on lap 5 of 36. That's Rajan Caruth in the number 48, and one win in his Cup Series career that came last season in the number 48, of course, at Martinsville Speedway early on in the season. He's looking to get back to victory lane and get himself locked into the playoffs as well past the 28 of Bubba Wallace and move up into the 13th spot. Look at Chastain. He's dropped to P12. He goes from P2 to 12th. He's dropped 10 positions already in this long first stage, and here comes Joey Logano in the number 22. Penske Racing, I mean, they shot out of the gate early on in the season, showing some serious speed, but man, they really have not been able to carry it as much as I expected, and Logano has really been lacking this season. And as well, I mean, the rumors have been going on about him. Of course, he was supposed to retire a couple of seasons ago, came back because of Ryan Blaney leaving. Now there is some real potential Logano could hang up the helmet at the end of this season as he's going forward. And as well, Todd Gilliland, he's been the highlight of Penske Racing this season, but even he's kind of had a fall from grace here in recent races. And right now, I mean, we're on track to see no Penske cars in the playoffs, and they just continue to kind of struggle here as we head down into turn 1 on lap 12. I mean, it's been overall, you know, ever since Ryan Blaney left, not so hot for Penske Racing, and of course it's been a 3-car program and they always kind of seem to struggle with at least one car, but now it's like, yeah, they're struggling with 3 cars at this point. So now 23 laps to go in stage 1. We've passed Chastain. Caution out for the first time here today with still over 100 laps of racing to go as everyone's going to pit for tires and fuel. It was the 31 of Cruz blowing a tire into the outside wall. Caution is out. He'll be done for the day, unfortunately. Perez and Haley there, 39th and 40th. They'll, of course, move up a spot there, overtaking the DNF of Cruz. We gain 2 spots. Byron loses 8. Gibbs loses 9. 2 drivers losing out big in the pit lane there. Slow pit stops for them. Green flag is back out, and we're underway. It'll be less than 20 to go in stage number 1, and the 48 of Rajan Caruth will lead us into the first corner. Carson Hocevar is up there in the conversation as well in P3. You'll notice still no driver identifiers. I can confirm they are back for the next episode. I removed them because when I was recording the 2025 Shane Van Gisbergen video, I had to remove them because not all the driver names were correct to the cars they were running with the mods, so I just decided to avoid the hassle of modding it all myself and just removed the car identifiers and then forgot to turn it back on for this. So it is back though in the next episode. Can confirm I've already got it turned on, so you don't have to worry there, as we are now entering the top 10 after our pit stops. Caruth goes all the way to the outside. He's going to give up the lead to Carson Hocevar. How about Tyler Reddick? I keep hyping him up and what he is doing with Trackhouse Racing with his 2 teammates of the new teammates of Chandler Smith and Chase Purdy. They have not been strong at all. They have been pretty miserable all season, and then Reddick has just been a complete different aspect of that team. I mean, he's in the playoffs right now. He's been fighting for wins. He won this race last season with 2311, and he's looking to go back to back because he now takes the lead here from Texas as I'm struggling to hang on to the top 10 now. Busher Bias on the outside. Byron in that Exalta 24 Cadillac trying to move his way back forward. He was having a solid run behind us, 3 wide. Zilisch, our teammate, in the middle. Gibbs on his outside. Logano goes through to the inside. That 22 is looking pretty quick here today in Texas, and now he's to my left rear on the run into turn 3. Cannot quite take that bottom lane. Logano is going to be able to take the position, and as these laps go on, that short run speed that I always lack, and especially in Texas, is starting to bite us as we slide off of turn 4. Gibbs cuts us a break as now we drop to 14th, eventually behind the 54, and here comes the part-time start. Denny Hamlin in that number 67 into the conversation there in P15, just behind myself, and I was really determined to keep myself in front of that 67 Jordan branded number 67 of Denny Hamlin. Ryan Blaney as well, another driver dropping back. I mean, just not a great race going for 2311's, a couple of the cars anyways, with the 23 and the 45. Meanwhile, the 11 again of Corey Heim is looking pretty strong here this weekend now as we continue this little side-by-side fight with this Advanced Auto Parts number 23, but we'll clear Ryan Blaney on the exit of turn 4. He picked up a couple wins last season, but yeah, just not enough speed. We're just not seeing whatever's going on there with the 23. It's just not clicking, and in Blaney, I expect to see him fighting for a lot of wins like he did last season in his first season with that new team, but it's just not happening. And here he is out here running with me for the 13th and 14th spot. He actually gets us back as we continue in this little tussle with him. Still no sign of Chase Elliott. Elliott's having a rough day now, and speaking of rough day, Alex Bowman around off of turn 2. Caution's gonna fly. Busher's gonna get a piece of it. Blaney as well. This all happens right in front of us. Big crash down the back straightaway. I believe it's going to be day over for the number 18 Ally Financial Toyota Camry for Joe Gibbs Racing. Everybody into the pits for tires and fuel, and potential day over for Alex Bowman. Now we'll get ready to go back green, and I did have some contact, so I'm hopeful that the car will properly launch here for this restart and we don't get hit by the, of course, yellow glitch. And as we get ready to go green, I can see Alex Bowman is in fact in the pits. Bowman's day is over. Another driver that's kind of not been where he was last season, and these always surprised me because Alex Bowman, Ryan Blaney, these are two drivers when I do the off-season ratings changes to go along with the storyline. Those are two drivers as I use up the 23, but their ratings are basically the exact same as they were last season, and such a big difference in performance as we roll through turn 3, back into the top 10 behind your Season 4 champ of Christopher Bell. One win on the season for him at Road America when he stole it now as we come through this tri-oval and into the outside wall, as you might be wondering what in the world just happened there, and it's a bit of an embarrassing story. As I was racing, I had my controller also connected, and it proceeded to fall on the floor, and it jolted my analog stick. And it, as well, still gives input while I'm on the steering wheel. So the wheel and the controller kind of go against each other at once, and that's what happened there. That was not a lack of talent, I swear. That was literally the controller falling on the ground. And fortunately, after that, I turned off the controller to make sure that doesn't happen again. 2 laps to go in stage 1. Fortunately, we only dropped to about 14th or so, battling with Connor Zilisch and the 45 of Chastain. New leader, the number 11, Corey Heim. We were just hyping him up here recently, and here he is leading at the white flag in stage number 1. And now we'll pass Chastain. Christian Eckes just here in front of us as well. How about Nick Sanchez up there? You see that yellow bumper? That's Sanchez having a very strong run in that 10th position for the final stage point. Zilisch coming back at me now. We've had some very intense battles with our new junior motorsports teammate this season as we roll through 3 and 4 off of turn 4. Corey Heim is going to take the opening stage over Karuth Redican, Hocevar, Logano into the top 5. Zilisch gets me at the line. He got to my inside and I couldn't quite hold him back. Sanchez, though, picks up the final stage point. We'll pit for tires, fuel, as well, get ready to go green for stage number 2. But yeah, overall, you know, not the pace I want in this car, but we're not terrible, but we're not great. And we gain a spot in the pits, moving us up to P12, overtaking our teammate of Connor Zilisch, as Zilisch not having a great day either. As we go back racing here, Corey Heim, could he finally be in position today to pick up that first career victory? What a turnaround. We saw this coming with Corey Heim here, as we have 33 laps of racing in stage 2, but Corey Heim, in his first couple of seasons, of course, he ran a full-time season in the number 47 when they went to Toyota all those seasons ago, and he ran like garbage, but the team was bad. And then he gets the call to race for 2311 from Denny Hamlin, and his first season didn't run good. And last season, in his third full-time season of racing, and Cup in his second season with 2311, the first half of the season, he still didn't really run much better. He ran pretty poorly and wasn't even close to making the playoffs. But in the final half of the season, and especially into the playoffs, we saw a huge improvement out of Corey Heim. He started running top 10, top 15 on a regular basis, was even fighting for a win here and there. And now here we are into this season. He is a regular top 10 contender, clearly going to be a playoff threat. Now he's just got to find a way to get to victory lane, as we're going to see a yellow early on here, and it's actually the 66 MBM Ford Mustang of Greg Goulding who's going to bring out the caution here, and it was actually for a tire failure down the front straightaway, as you see it right there, right in front of the 32 Jordan Anderson machine of Corey Day. Another driver that's really been impressive in a new, of course, driver on the grid and a new team coming together. That's a really bold thing to do, is if you're a new team coming into the Cup Series, you go and hire a rookie driver, but they have honestly been performing fairly well as we get back underway. And Raja Karuth had taken the lead before that yellow came out. He leads the way into turn 1. It seems like right now, early on here in stage 2, what we've seen after stage 1 and the first few laps of this stage, it seems like the fastest cars here are the 48 of Karuth, the 1 of Reddick, the 4 of Hocevar, and maybe the 11 of Heim, and maybe as well Joey Logano. Don't rule him out in that number 22. This is the best Logano has looked all season long. Now as we're to the inside of Chastain on the exit of turn 4, coming through to complete lap 8 of stage 2. Chris Buescher up there in the mix as well, trying to get himself back into the top 10. He's going to force it 3 wide on Blaney and Bell. There you see Larson all the way up to the top as well. Connor Zilisch has really gone forward here early on in stage 2 as I chop the nose on that Game Bridge 26 of Nick Sanchez as we cross the tri-oval and finish line there. We've gotten to the inside of the number 20 of Christopher Bell. And now as we roll down into turn number 1, he's going to keep it pretty tight on my door right there, so I can't really open up the wheel. That means I just can't quite execute what I wanted to on exit, and eventually we come to a lap later, he clears me through 1 and 2, and he'll move back up into P12 as Karuth continues to lead. Larson there, not running in the top 10 today either. A bit of a poor day in Kyle Larson's standards in that Hendrick Cars machine as he continues to, of course, really rebound this season compared to last. Now, of course, Larson missed the playoffs with the injury, finally won in the in the playoff finale at, of course, Kansas, but that was his only win on the entire season. Turns things around already this season. He's already won 2 races now, and of course is in the top 3 in the standings for the regular season championship battle as we move into the top 10, passing Ryan Blaney. Speaking of the regular season championship, we have a huge margin. Basically, let's just approximately 100 points is the margin we have on both Zilisch and Larson right now in this regular season. But Connor Zilisch, he's a threat, man. I mean, here he is in just his 3rd full-time season. He did a full-time season with Andretti Global, moved over to Trackhouse after he was on loan, of course, from Trackhouse to Andretti, and now he comes over to Junior Motorsports. 3 different teams in 3 seasons, but now he's got a proper home, I think, in the Cup Series, and he can really start to execute now. But Zilisch is almost like on a Jeff Gordon type path where he is in his 3rd full-time season, turning into a driver that can compete for a championship. Picked up his first career win in his 2nd full-time season. Of course, he won at Kansas, I think it was, there for his first career win, and then of course has a win this season as well to get his 2nd win of his career now as we come through to cross the stripe. Lap 20 of 33, 14 laps to go, and we do have to pit before this stage is over. We cannot make it to the end from here. As you can see up ahead, that's Joey Logano, who's dropped down to the 8th position behind what appears to be Gibbs, and then Zilisch up in front of them. The 48 of Karuth continues to lead the way as we get closer and closer to pit stops, but I mean, it's going to be right towards the tail end of this stage when we're pitting. It's going to be within the final 10 laps. We've got 2 laps to fill right now, so I can go around one more time. That's the plan. I'm going to go around one more time, and then we'll pit here at the end of lap 23. Get our feel, get our 4 tires, race hard to the end of stage 2. So through 3 and 4, pretty well everybody's on the same page. Karuth pits from the lead, and like literally, yeah, everyone's boxing here. So we're going to come in and get our feel and tires and really close in with a bit of an aggressive pit entrance there to get closer to the back of the 22 and the 54. 4 tires going on here now on the right side. Get those Goodyears on. Left side goes on. It's going to be a 15-second pit stop there. We're going to come out just behind the 54 and the 22, basically right alongside the 22. But yeah, I mean, we're going to kind of settle out to where we already were, as we've got Gray Galding is still on the racetrack because he, if you remember, brought out that caution earlier. Well, he's staying out as long as he can. I don't think he can make it to the end of the stage. Maybe he can, which is going to throw everybody off track here, but he is hoping for a caution, and the rest of the field is obviously hoping that this stays green to the very end here now as we continue with 10 laps to go on the stage. And now there's a bit of a sense of urgency, because now it's like, okay, we got to run down that 66 and we got to pass them, but I don't think we have enough time to get there as we head down into turn number 1. Larson clear, but we just got to hope it stays green, because that 66 should not be able to make it to the end of stage 2 now, as we've got Christopher Bell in my rear view mirror down the back straightaway now as we head into turn number 3, and we run in the 11th position. Now you can see some battles up ahead, and yeah, like I said, just hoping we don't see a caution come out. Around goes Gilliland, and there's a caution. Briscoe involved, maybe Rentzoff and Smith are going to get a piece of it, and oh my goodness. Reddick had unlapped himself before the caution, so Golding's gonna pit, but Reddick can stay out and trap everybody a lap down. So now we've only got 3 cars on the lead lap. Hocevar is the third one, he gets the free pass, but now the only way we're going to get back on the lead lap, this is really similar to what happened in Phoenix, and it's of course a Trackhouse car involved again. We have to pass Reddick, and we have to pass the 66 of Gray Golding to get ourselves back on the lead lap for stage number 3, and there's going to maybe be some strategic options we can look at going into stage 3, but let's just try and do it the other way, and that's just driving past those guys. So we'll go 3 wide into turn number 3, but Tyler Reddick has hit the lottery for now, and he's going to do everything he can to hold off everybody to keep them a lap down. We're going to be 4 wide middle on the exit of turn 4. Larson on our right side there as well as Logano. Larson backs out. Bell on my inside with 3 laps to go in the stage. Reddick's all the way up the racetrack, opening the door for William Byron as I missed a corner, and now we wash way up on the exit of turn 2. Here comes the 48 of Caruth. He has been screwed over by this whole sequence, and how is he behind us? He must have had a really poor pit stop if he's coming out behind us now. Of course, we were ahead of him at the time of the caution, so now he's splitting through traffic. We're coming up to the final lap, and we're just not going to make this happen. Reddick is still leading everybody. He is trapping everybody 1 lap down. There's the 66 there of Gray Golding as we exit turn 4, but this is not going to work the way we wanted it to. 1 lap to go in stage 2, and I am now back here in 14th position, and now Ryan Blaney's to my outside as we head down into turn number 1, and Tyler Reddick has the entire field covered off. We're going to end the stage with still only 3 cars on the lead lap. One of them's going to get the free pass as we head down into turns 3 and 4 for the final time in stage 2. Reddick's gone all the way to the top. I believe it's William Byron who's in position to get the free pass. Reddick is going to win the stage. Byron will not be finishing P2. He'll be 4th, second in line, and he will get the free pass. So, wow, what a change of events. And they're all going to pit, so Byron, of course, can get away with it because he gets the free pass. Zilisch will advance into the next spot for the free pass. We're going to take a risk, and I'm surprised no one else is doing this. We're going to stay out and take the wave around and try to get a caution within the next 13 or so laps. Now that puts us on the lead lap, and there's only 5 cars on the lead lap. Myself, William Byron, Carson Hocevar, Gray Golding in the part-time 66 car, and the leader of Tyler Reddick. And we might see a caution or 2 in stage 3. We could maybe see some green flag pit stops. Could potentially allow some drivers to stay out a little bit longer and maybe get lucky with a caution to get themselves on the lead lap. But as of right now, I'd be shocked if we had more than 10 cars on the lead lap before the end of this race. I mean, what a mess. But we need a caution within the next about 12 to 13 laps for this wave around strategy to work out. But like I said, really surprised other drivers did not elect to take the wave around. I feel like this was a really good call, and honestly, I'm pretty confident we're going to get a caution. We're racing with William and Byron, but keep in mind, no one else around us. We're racing right now, 4-track position, and now, new leader. It's no longer Tyler Reddick. The 4 of Carson Hocevar, who got that free pass on that original caution, is going to go to the lead of this race here. Now, as we are in that 4th spot, splitting the middle here through 3, and there's the culprit of why we're even in this position, the number 2 of Todd Gilliland. A big shout out to Penske Racing this weekend. I'm sure that no one is a Todd Gilliland fan right now as we head down this back straightaway, just trying to keep that 24 of William Byron behind me. Don't expect to keep him behind me. He's got way fresher tires than me. I was just benefiting on the fact that we've got all this traffic around us right now. But Hocevar continues to lead, and I am just hoping a caution is coming within the next handful of laps at this point now as we continue to fight with the 24, passing the 99 of Chandler Smith. Now the 1 of Tyler Reddick is back out in front here as we come through the front straightaway. Byron eventually finally gets past me, so we drop down to 5th, but we can't currently get any worse than 5th. No one else is on the lead lap, so yeah, we need that caution within the next about 7 or so laps at this point here as we hit lap 80, hoping basically to see a caution by lap 85 to 86. Otherwise, we're going to have to pit a bit earlier, and then our luck is we'll pit earlier and then a caution comes out after we go a lap down, and then we're screwed. At that point, there's not really a point of, or an opportunity to recover. How about Chase Elliott? He's just not having a good day here in that number 9 Napa Auto Parts Cadillac now, and like we said, he cannot afford any bad days right now, and this is just, I mean, not a bad day, but a really subpar day for the 9 car of Chase Elliott. As we hit lap 83, we are running out of time. Caution. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Carruth had actually unlapped himself the hard way. He had passed the leader. Carruth into P6, that could really change things, as the reason for the caution was Parker Retzlaff with a tire failure down the front straightaway. The wave around works out. Corey Heim is in the free pass position. That will put 7 cars on the lead lap for this restart. You're going to see a lot of drivers are not pitting. So surprising. If you are a lap down, you might as well pit, because you might be able to overtake some of these guys staying out that are on the lead lap and unlap yourself the hard way, because I don't have the best car on the short run. They could probably, you know, take tires. They'll pass me. They'll pass all these guys. They elect to play the same strategy, so not going to work out. There's only 7 cars on the lead lap, but now we're all up here in the conversation. We have a chance to have a historically good day for us here at Texas Motor Speedway now. Corey Himes coming from the back to try and get himself back into the conversation. Your stage 1 winner, of course, Carruth, and stage 2 looking also strong. He very well has a shot to win this race. William Byron, my teammate of Carson Hocevar, and as well, of course, the number 1 Monster Energy Honda Civic for Trackhouse Racing, Tyler Reddick. He has been getting closer and closer to victory, it seems like, over these last 2 to 3 races, and here he is now, ready to pounce. Leads the way with 31 laps to go. We still have a 1-stop strategy to go, but keep in mind, those guys didn't pit, as we are going to be forced 3 wide here, but I'm not really too concerned about losing time right now, because these guys in front of us, everybody that didn't pit right there, is going to have to pit a little bit earlier than us, and then we are going to be able to do the tactic of staying out really long and then basically try to trap everybody a lap down with a really fortunately timed caution. So that's going to spice things up, as I really lean on the 54 of Ty Gibbs right there, but we've still got to keep in mind we have a tire advantage against everybody in front of us, and I think this really shows the lack of ability in this number 8 Next Level Racing Cadillac today, because I was struggling to actually properly go forward. We finally passed the 24 Exalta machine of Byron, and then I eventually do run down the 4 of Hocevar, but there's just not a lot in it right now. And as we head down into turn number 1, I mean, Hocevar is running 3 lanes up, and I'm going to get close to him, but look at the run he's going to get off the corner. He's able to stretch it back out to a few car lengths, and I just didn't have anything for him. This is where I pretty well stalled out, was in this 4th spot, and now into the outside wall, just pushing a little bit too hard, and as that actually happens, cautions out. Connor Zilisch in the free pass position. Unfortunately for me, this puts us all on the same strategy now, so yeah, reason for caution, Jones. Tire down, outside wall in 1 and 2. So now 8 cars will be on the lead lap for what's going to be around 20 laps to go. We gain a spot in the pits. All of Junior Motorsports is back on the lead lap in a wave around for Parker Retzlaff. Your Talladega winner for GMS last season is now on the lead lap, puts another car. I said I'd be shocked if we got to 10 or more cars on the lead lap. It's actually looking like it might happen now. We just need 1 more as we head down into turn 1. But with 18 laps to go, when we come back around one more time, I don't know if we're going to quite see any more cautions. Now, with a chance to go for the lead to the inside of the Monster Energy Honda Civic down the back straightaway, Reddick caught lacking into turn number 3. William Byron's going to follow us through, and here comes Corey Heim into the conversation, but look at the speed of that one. Reddick powers back and clears us on the exit of turn 4. 3 wide in the back briefly. Carruth is moving on the top now. Heim to the inside of the 24 of William Byron with 18 laps to go, and we drop into 3rd. We know the short run speed isn't there, and it's showing right off the bat now as we wash up the racetrack into the side of Byron, leaning on his door as Heim backs out of it there behind us. Surprisingly didn't force it 3 wide into turn 3, and now Reddick leads over the 48 of Carruth. Now Ty Gibbs trying to work his way forward. He is, of course, not racing for position as we slide across his nose. That's the 2nd time today, but he is in the free pass spot. He's battling with Joey Logano for the free pass right now with 17 laps to go in this race here now, as Hocevar is going to get through, and don't rule out that 88 of Zilisch. He's going to be going forward as well, but he's going to need a caution to help him with that free pass now as he's at the back of the field. Corey Heim's going to get us now. Gibbs to my inside. I just don't have anything right now. These guys are passing me left and right, but we only dropped a P6, of course, course, due to being in a really good spot with the whole lead lap situation. And then, yeah, I mean, we can't really complain about P6 in Texas. That's going to be a really good result if we can hang on. But honestly, I'm hopeful we can still do a little bit better. We might still see a yellow. Now Busher passes us. He's got to go run down that 54 to get that free pass. But unfortunately for him, I'm coming back at him on the end of lap 102, looking at his left rear. Can't quite make it happen. Gibbs is putting cars in between him and the 17. There's a caution. Carson Quample, your Mid-Ohio winner, is around. Caution's out. We are going to pit again, but the free pass goes to Ty Gibbs. And it looks like it's going to be me and Retzlaff pitting and nobody out. So Gibbs makes it 10 cars on the lead lap. We're going to pit for tires, and I really freed up the car because I saw nothing to lose. We were running 6, and now we're going to restart P9. We lose 3 positions, and now we have a bit of a tire advantage, which we did see earlier. That the tire advantage doesn't really help me a whole lot, but it does help somewhat, and we'll take any advantage we can at this track. Now, to the inside of Retzlaff, and to the inside here, potentially on the exit of turn 2, to that MBM 66 of Gray Golding down this back straightaway. Junior Motorsports right now runs 6th, 7th, and 8th. Reddick leads. Corey Himes trying to get through on the 24 for P2, and still don't rule out that 48 Overstock Cadillac. We know Carruth has got the speed as well, capable of winning this race, but right now you got to think it's in the hands of Tyler Reddick, who leads into turn 1, but Himes is officially into the 2nd position. Your stage 1 winner wants the lead of this race now as we're to the inside of Carson Hocevar as we head down this back straightaway through turn 3. Reddick starting to pull away as we come to 9 laps to go at the line. All the lead lap cars are up here fighting right now. There's no lap cars sprinkled into this conversation, so it is a straight up fight for every position at this point now. As we approach lap 110, we clear Hocevar, and it's an all Junior Motorsports battle right here down this back straightaway. Hocevar is now going to tuck in behind us as we'll look to the inside of this Red Bull at number 88 Cadillac through 3 and 4. Can we clear Zilisch? No, we can't quite get clear there, and we know what we've seen all season long is Zilisch is not going to make this easy on me now, as here comes Hocevar back to my inside. He's going to be able to pass me. Rajah Carruth has passed the 11 of Corey Heim. He's into P2, and now Hocevar is going to pass both myself and Zilisch, and we continue to engage in battle with this number 88, and I know this is not going to be an easy fight. I don't know what it is with Connor Zilisch, but he fights me harder than he fights anybody else, and he is making no exception here today in Texas. Now Carruth has run down the number 1 of Tyler Reddick, and look at this 88 riding right on my door, just not making it easy now, as I'm honestly getting tired of this guy and how hard he's been fighting us now, as the 48 of Carruth eventually takes the lead with 5 laps to go here from Texas. Is today the day he gets back to victory lane as we continue to fight with this number 88 of Connor Zilisch. Now he keeps going all the way up to the wall. We will clear him. We're going to slide right up in front of him there. We're going to take it. That was an aggressive move, but we get the job done. But hold on, off of turn 2, now that he's gotten past, he says, okay, I'll drop down to the inside and I'll get back to your left side. So now as we go down into turn 3, Zilisch is going to be able to get us back. Coming to 3 to go. Tyler Reddick's back out in front. He's in a tight battle with the 48 of Carruth now. And again, Zilisch, now that he's passed me, he says, I'll just jump back up to the outside. So we continue to engage in a very tight battle with this 88 nearly running into him there on the exit of turn 4. 2 laps to go, and into turn 3, the 48 takes the lead back from Tyler Reddick, now coming to the final lap of racing off of turn 4 again, still fighting with this 88, and he has completely stunted our progress here in this final push to the end of this race. Now Zilisch does not make things easy as we go down into turn 1 and 2 for the final time. Can we clear him on the exit of turn 2? He's going to have a big run. I'm going to cover the bottom here to make sure he can't quite take it, but down the back straightaway through 3 and 4 for the final time. It's all Rajah Carruth who leads off of turn 4, his 2nd career win, and it comes in Texas, his 1st of the season. Drag racing to the line. Zilisch gets us at the line as we hang on still for a very respectable P7. As all of Junior Motorsports there in the top 7, Golding and Retzlaff in the top 10, and Rajah Carruth picks up the win over Tyler Reddick. Meanwhile, Reddick's teammates both ran like crap, 30th and as well 35th. DNFs of Eric Jones, Bowman, and Brent Cruz. And in the playoffs, Doesn't change anything there. Rajah Caruth was already pointing his way into the playoffs. He is now in P6 in the playoff standings. As you see, of course, the drivers that are in on points. Byron, Busher, Blaney, Heim, Reddick, Gibbs, Bowman, and Chastain holds the final spot. Chase Elliott with a subpar day, 32 points out with 10 races to go in the regular season. Next episode, Michigan, a very straightforward race. I think that's the race where we expect to see Chase Elliott run well. I'll see you guys in the next one. Thank you for watching. Have a great day.